Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm sharing a simple but comforting apple cobbler dessert. This is a little spin on the traditional cobbler. It's super easy to put together, and this recipe is not just for fall, it's good all year round. So let me run you through the ingredients. You need about 5 to 6 apples. You can use any kind, you can mix and match. You're going to need 1 stick of unsalted butter, a lemon. You might need cornstarch, I'll explain that in a little bit. You need cinnamon, which combined with the apples gives this quintessential cobbler flavor. You need granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, kosher salt, baking powder, and milk. First things first, we're going to prep the apples. We're going to use a little editing magic so that you don't have to watch me peel and cut all 5 apples. I just cut them into 1-inch pieces, and then I toss them in a pot over medium heat. We're going to add a few ingredients to kind of accentuate the flavor. First, we're going to add our cinnamon. Next, I'm adding lemon zest, and also the juice of half a lemon, about a tablespoon or so. Depending on what kind of apples you're using, if there's a lot of liquid given off, you might need to add a teaspoon or so of cornstarch to thicken it up so that there's not too much liquid that your apples are sitting in. I give this a quick stir, and then I let this cook down for about 10-15 minutes over medium heat. In the meantime, you want to take your casserole dish. Here I'm using a 13x9 and pop that in the oven to melt. Now I'm going to put together the batter. You need your flour, your sugar, your baking powder, and your salt. I like to whisk my dry ingredients just to make sure they're incorporated really well. And then the last thing that you want to add is your milk. When you whisk this batter together, you do want to make sure that there are no lumps, and it will be very reminiscent of pancake batter. It is supposed to be thin, so don't be worried. It's going to bake and puff up and be absolutely delicious, I promise. So once that is completely whisked and incorporated, you're ready to put this together. At this point, my butter was melted, and this part is so easy. You just pour the batter right into the butter. Trust me, with this step, you don't need to combine the butter with the batter. Once it bakes and you combine it with the apples, it all comes together and it is so good. So I give it 1 or 2 quick swirls. You do not need to mix this. And then we're going to go ahead and add our apples. I like my apples with a little bit of texture. If you like them cooked down more, feel free to cook them for another 10 or so minutes. You just want to sprinkle them on the batter. You do not want to mix them in or push them down. Wait until you see how this bakes up. It's absolutely beautiful. Bake this at 375 for 35 to 40 minutes, and this is what it will look like. All the batter bits and the edges of the apple are golden, and you can smell the warm cinnamon. This is so comforting. You can serve this as is. You can serve it with vanilla ice cream, or like we did on this night, Cool Whip with a tiny sprinkle of cinnamon sugar. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any future videos.